welcome to Jackal Garage. I'm your host, Mike, and with me is Jeff. And I just had to turn my phone on real fast.
Woo!
So,
Okay.
what's
Have you turned your phone-
happening?
have you turned your phone on real fast?
Yes, and Jonathan has joined us. Good evening, Jonathan. This is like 2 shows in a row. He showed up
Well,
early.
I know why he's here. I got an interesting text today. He's all caught up with Mandalorian. So what I think we should do is
Is not talk about the Mandalorian.
And if he brings him up, just kick him out of the chat.
You do notice how we both said that at the same time.
Well, there are many things we are in. Our brains work the same way on many topics.
That's exactly why he's here.
Yeah. Hi, Jonathan. How you doing, buddy?
Good evening, Tim. Good evening. How are you, buddy? So, what have you been up to?
That's a loaded question. I got a voicemail from my thoracic or cardiovascular surgeon that wanted me to make an appointment to go. He decided initially on the expansion of my arterial graft. He's like, no, I'll wait till March, everything will be fine. But for some reason, and I don't think it's anything panicky. I just think he just thought about it and said, well, maybe we want to do this. He asked me to get an MRI with contrast done so they could measure the expansion rate from the last one to see if it actually has it, if it's still expanding, and if it's still expanding at the rate where I can wait till March, and if it stopped expanding, huzzah.
Huzzah.
But ironically, I already had early this morning. Every year in the fall, I have to get echocardiogram to make sure I haven't slipped into congestive heart failure and that kind of stuff because of all the stuff going on in my chest. And when I called, I literally had called to set up an appointment for the MRI, which is the same hospital. It's the same lab at the hospital. It's in the same building. The lady goes, because they go through a central desk, and she goes, well, yeah, you have an appointment, blah, blah, blah. And I said, yeah, but this is for something different. I need to get an MRI with contrast because we just had a cancellation. If you'd like to go from one to the other, that would be great. So I was like, oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
Poke and prod me, make me drink the weird stuff.
There we go. That's exactly what it is.
All right. Well, hopefully it all turns out good.
Hey, well, it is what it is. It's nothing that a good case of death can't cure. So
I don't know if there's such a thing as a good case of death. But
well, it's inevitable, so you might as well go. It's good.
Jonathan's confused.
I do have one. I keep it in a jar right over there. I had it removed.
And now it's all black and cold.
I have a Black Inductor C130, which is a really good.
It's a good blood pumper.
It is.
So,
it is.
There you go.
Surgical
Anyways, you got a couple pictures, not a whole lot.
I do. Let me. While I was getting my terrain that I've been working on, because today was after I got back from all my appointments, I actually began working on terrain because it was airbrush day. I overheard you and Tim, or not you and Tim chatting on the Discord site, the Gasland site, about a vehicle he's working on for his father. So I thought I would, since I was already sitting here, I'd go ahead and put that on. But that's the Hot Wheels truck that he will be working on tonight while he's watching the show.
Very nice.
I kind of like that.
Nice. Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of cool.
That's one of the older semi Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Can't wait to see how he paints it. Hey, Raymond has joined us.
Hey, Raymond.
Okay, I'm getting curious on Gaslands. Ooh, he's curious about Gaslands. Do I dare go down that road with him?
Might as well.
I might as well. Let's show the other picture.
He's got to paint his face silver and scream, "Witness me." And then the other picture we got is this contraption.
There it is.
Now, what this actually is, it's not a car. This is an actual ramp that starts a skate park. Because of a nice angle, you start here and you go, no. That's your current project, is it not?
Yes, that is.
Someone doesn't like it, they're shooting at it.
they're shooting at it.
Yep.
This is going to be another one of the cars for Darren over at the shop.
Whoop, whoop.
So I was experimenting with it, doing bullet holes and stuff like that. So, well, let me answer Raymond's question about Gaslands if he's curious about Gaslands. Gaslands is basically mostly considered post-apocalyptic, Mad Max-ish kind of Car Wars tabletop. So we take Hot Wheels and we chop them up and mash them up and convert them up and put weapons on them and do cool stuff, and then we race around the table and shoot each other. It's kind of fun. And that's kind of the basic gist of it. What's fun about the game, though, for me, is it's got that throwback to the old style of converting models, and that's something that I really enjoy doing. So, chopping them up. That's what we do here on the shows. We were just chopping them up, and hey, Don's joined us. Hey, John.
Hey, Don.
So that's kind of what it's all about. But Gaslight does have its movement style is a little bit like X-Wing, so it uses templates to move. But you roll dice, and the dice determine if you can shift gears and go faster, go slower, and you take hazard tokens and things like that just throughout the gameplay. And you can flip your car. Everything I found on the game, though, is whenever I play it, it's very thematic. It almost feels like, things happen during gameplay that's almost like a movie where you do a cool turn or you do something and your car flips and you smash across the finish line or you smash into somebody. It's just kind of fun stuff. So it's a very good beer and pretzels game.
What I like about it is you're absolutely right. It's all about the conversion, but it's not like you're converting something where you have literally you're looking at a car, and there's no book you can go to leaf through to get ideas. You just figure out how am I going to take this car and make it look like it belongs in this dystopian universe, and so there's no real guidelines. So you're kind of free to kind of go and do whatever you want. No one, you're not going to have that whole, well, that would never look like that, or that holy symbol should have been scraped off. Hey, first, hello, Greg. Thanks for
Hello,
joining
Greg
me.
and Steve. Hey, guys.
And Steve. And number two is I did, and I'm very disappointed. I didn't know it was there for so long because that was awesome.
And that is the thing about Gaslands is you painted that the wrong color or that doesn't fit. And scale, it's not as important because the cars aren't really in scale.
Right.
We do try to use Hot Wheels, Matchbox, and stuff like that, but even the cars themselves, even if you use Hot Wheels, some of them aren't in scale, so it's all cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Casey, how you doing?
No, I just like the kit bashing aspect to it. So.
Yep. And Greg mentions he loves Gaslands. To me, it's Mad Max with Death Race 2000. Yes, Death Race 2000. How's the board work? It works like any other miniatures game. You set terrain out and you just start racing around. There's a lot of scenarios in the game, so it really depends on what scenario you're playing. I like doing the death race, so we have roads set up and gates and things like that throughout the game. And it just works like that.
Yay, that's awesome, Casey, that you're still not dead. That's great. You and I both, buddy. You missed my whole medical update. That's also what Mondays is for, Jeff's medical update corner.
Jeff medical update corner. So, Raymond, when things get back down to normal and we can hook up at the shops and stuff like that, I will be more than happy to teach, because I know Eric's a big Gaslands fan. So I will teach you guys how to play. I am always more than willing to teach people how to play the game because I love it. I think it's a great game, and it's fun, it's easy, and it's not this. It's just pick it up and go. Like you do one or two turns, you're done.
And Raymond, if you want, when I come back out, I'm actually taking Gaslands to the next level, and I'm making a live action role playing game out of it. So if you want to meet me in my rental car in an empty parking lot, I can show you what it's like for real.
What'd Steve say here? Gaslands is a game we support at IO, so Mike, when you are going to show me how to play, LO Jackal Garage has been piquing my interest. Well, thank you. Yes, I will teach. I usually do demos on Fridays at the shop.
That's what he
when
said. All these cars are for, so we can give them away give away at these demos.
speaking of cars and giving things away, good
Will
segue. It's like we
you,
plan this stuff.
it's like we have a script. Will you keep talking? I'm going to switch cameras. I'm going to start doing.
I'm going to switch cameras and show people my new obsession that I am having fun doing,
Obsession
which is I have been having a lot of fun. I'm taking the cars out of the package like we saw last week on Mike's disastrous demos.
Are you pulling the blister off?
Yeah, pulling the blisters off, and I'm stripping the cars. These are all tapped and screwed back together. So I'm just having fun with this, and I want to be able to start giving these away so that people kind of have a process. Like they don't. I have drill presses and all that fun stuff at my house, so a lot of people don't have access to those type of tools. So I can give these away to people as demos cars or even prize support or whatever, and they're stripped and ready to go. So you can just paint them up and add your own cool little weapons to them.
And Casey's joining me on my live action Gaslands RPG.
in a Kia Soul.
Soul Eater. Soul Eater.
Oh, Soul Eater.
That's awesome. I'm all about it.
And then this is a recent car that I purchased. This is a Johnny Lightning. So these cars are a little bit more on the higher end. These are not 99-cent cars.
I love their fries.
You love their fries. And anyways, I saw this car and I just went a little, I had to have it. This is a Volkswagen, and if you guys don't know me, I'm a Volkswagen nut. So I've owned 4 Volkswagens in my life. And right now I'm looking at buying a Volkswagen bus. But this thing has dual engines in it. So there's an engine in the front, engine in the back. I love how they cut out the center post here, and they just got this big open window. And obviously they cut the whole back of this bug out for the engine. And I'm just really liking this car. So I need to find another one because I wanna keep this one in the package. And I want to get another one so I can just have it in my collection. Or 5, whichever. So anyways, I found that. It's a cool car. So there's a lot of different cars out there. Johnny Lightnings are true scale, but because this is one of their freakiest, their street freaks, it almost looks in scale. So
Isn't Johnny Lightnings also, don't they own those really lovely retro restaurants that you can go in and eat?
No, who is that? Is that Johnny
Rockets?
Johnny Rockets, yes.
I was making a joke.
It looks like Jonathan's 4-year-old wants one of these now. So,
yeah, if I had that car, I'd have to hide it from my grandson, my 6-year-old grandson.
See, I have to hide them from myself. So here's the Mustang that I've been working on since these are the plates that I put on.
Woo-hoo.
So it's all prime black. What I think I'm going to do from here. I'm not going to do it on the show because we know how my demos go on the show. They're a disaster. I want to paint 2 red stripes going down the hood here because this is going to be another one of the cars on display over at IOG.
Red stripe, Jamaican for beer.
Red stripe. So I want to have those down there just to add the colors because the IOG colors are basically red, black, and gray. So I just want to add some red to those. So what I'm going to do tonight, though, is just start painting up the interior and getting that on the go. And then also later on today or this evening, I'm going to start working on the coupe. And one of the things I want to do with the coupe is I got these cool 3D printed exhaust pipes that I picked up at the Las Vegas Open a while back. What was that, 2 years ago now? Or
2 years ago, yeah.
No. When did I go? Did I go this year?
Did you go? Was it when you and I went, or did you go by yourself?
No, I think it was this year when I went in January.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. This is whole.
Yeah, because you hadn't really talked about when we went there. You didn't really talk about Gaslands there like that. So.
Yeah, well, so it must have been this year.
Yeah.
I only went for like a day because I was supposed to go to Adepticon, but then the world blew up.
Right.
So anyways, I got these pipes, so I'm gonna look at how I'm gonna mount these onto this car, and then I want to cover up the windows and add some guns to the car. I'm still trying to decide how I want to add my guns. So those are the things I'll be working on tonight. I'm going to get off full screen. What are you working on?
I am right now doing some
I'll put you on
undercoating.
full screen.
I'm just undercoating some the lights. I want to make these chrome, and I'm using the Vallejo airbrush chrome with a brush, so it goes on really thin. So I'm putting a black base coat on them so that when the chrome goes on, it'll kind of darken it up a bit and kind of make it pop. So I'm going to do the detail work here. Then I'm going to start the blade.
Blade.
Yeah, and the other fun aspect for me on building Gaslam's cars is finding creative ways so I don't have to paint the interiors. So, so
So what are you trying to tell me?
no, I think your interiors look great, but my window screen that's why I do those.
Actually, I found some window screen at my house that would probably work perfect for you.
Ooh.
Look at that. It's not see through at all. It's just solid, but it looks like screening material.
Yeah,
I don't know where I got this.
I actually thought here on the window screen,
Yeah,
of painting the window screen white with two big black circles. So
okay.
you just had these big eyes coming at you.
That'd be funny.
But I may actually see what it looks like and then go, oh no, that looks like crap. That's
you gotta get the Looney the race car Looney Eye things.
Yeah, there you go.
Which company was that? Is it Looney?
Looney Tunes?
No. The eyes on the race cars. There's a race product.
I don't know.
Mooney?
I don't know.
All right, I'll have to look that up.
You've completely lost me.
I don't know all the race car products, so
I don't know what you're talking about. I am sorry, I do not know.
that's all good.
Oh. Hey, don't underestimate Molotov cocktails.
Oh, dude, I think they're the best.
They're a great party saver.
The Russian ones are awesome. They use the vodka.
Vodka.
All right. And the good thing about painting interiors, it doesn't really take that long. They're kind of quick. Now for this car, I actually have the gun mounted inside the car because, that just screamed crazy to me.
Well, yeah, and the cool part about that is you can actually just use a lot of just plastic tubing.
Yeah, this is actually a gun though, but yes. We were talking about that earlier today, or this week, weren't we?
Yes, we were.
I told Don I would show him some stuff. So let me pop up here real fast and grab some samples for Don to see kind of the things I've done. I think 3 should be enough. So the conversation that we had earlier this week on Discord, and if you're not a member of Discord, let us know. We will send you an invitation to become a member of Discord. Was about products. Like, there are products you can purchase. Like, these products were 3D printed. I bought them from a third-party vendor. There is a company that makes implements of carnage, which are the plastic sprues that have weapons on them scaled for the cars. But you don't necessarily have to use that type of stuff. You can get away with, I may need an invite. Jonathan, I will send you an invite. You can get away with just using tubing to represent the guns. And like you can see on this El Camino, first of all, this car itself is already kind of designed for Gaslands because it's got this wicked motor in the back and it's kind of souped up. But all I did for the guns was added a plastic tube in one of the headlights, and you can kind of see it there. And that's the front machine gun, and in the back I just glued on another tube, and that turns out to be the rear machine gun. So that's one of the things you can do. You don't necessarily have to have the printed or the actual model parts. You can just use the cars themselves, like this Volkswagen Bug, which I added these pipes from another car But for this car, it's the engine in the rear. I'm just saying these two parts off the model itself are the machine guns in the back. Because to me, the engine's in the front since I put the pipes up there, so that made these the machine guns in the back. And it's just a rear shooting car. So that was one other thing you can do. And this is a car I built specifically for Darren. And all I did was took a plastic tube, cut it at a slant, put it on top of the car, made it look more like a housing than an actual gun. And I'm just saying the machine gun's in there. So that way the car still has its look. And I just added like a custom molded piece to the hood, or to the engine compartment. And that's it. And that's just, it's got a machine gun. So you don't necessarily have to have the parts themselves. You can just use tubes. I've seen lots of cars online where people just have tubes and they're making their own weapons, building little boxes and stuff. If you go to the Gaslands Facebook page, you'll see all kinds of different things. And there's all kinds of YouTube videos out there of people just using household items for their cars. So
Yeah,
you can get away with that.
Finding cool stuff that works is a lot of fun. That's actually, again, one of the things I like about it. I can sit down and look through stuff and, hey, that'll work. This will work.
Well, and you can use weapons off, like you mentioned in that conversation about Flames of War.
Flames of War, bolt action. Absolutely.
Bolt action, you can use those weapons. If you are into Aeronautica Imperialis or Adeptus Titanicus, those weapons are small, so you can always use those. There's options out there. So be creative, and that's what the one thing I like about Gaslands is you do you. So you make the cars look the way you want your cars to look. There's no rules dictating how they're supposed to look. So
I like that. No rules.
No rules. So just make it look cool. Guess I should have waited before spending $50 on an upgrade on Etsy's. No, I spent. You don't. I just bought $100 worth of wheels. So
the point we're trying to make, Don, is you can go either way.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be. That's the cool part about this. If you can find them, pick them up. I've just been rummaging. I used to collect models, and we would basically throw all the extra parts and all the other stuff and in a box, and then we'd take a weekend and we'd kit bash. We'd take like 6 different kits and see what we could make out of it and stuff like that. And for me, this particular stuff, it reminds me so much of kit bashing, where we're just finding whatever we can find to make this car look a certain way. And whether it's, whether I'm finding it in plastic tubing or I'm finding it in another, like I've been going through my Infinity stuff because I have to have a ton of metal guns from Infinity that would basically fill a lot of these things. So, and GW gives you a lot of bits. And there's certain, like the barrels of the las guns would work perfectly for the barrel of a machine gun with the suppressors and everything. So there's
lots of options.
Yeah, there's a lot of different options, but it's however you want to do it. You can whatever you can find, whatever you can do to make it, and that's the creative side that I really enjoy. I really like.
I think that's the one reason why I gravitated so much to this game.
Well, especially when you look at, GW models, I'll be the first one to tell you they're gorgeous, and no matter what goes on with the game, I will be painting GW miniatures. At my funeral, you'll see me at my painting table. But the problem is the more complicated they've made their plastic models to assemble, and they're the way they go together, they're very dynamic and they're gorgeous. But what that has inadvertently done, it has actually upped the difficulty of converting them. You can convert them, but you've got a lot of different things you've got to do to cut, and you got to kind of really plan it out.
Yeah.
Where this goes back to old school GW, where people were taking deodorant, roll on deodorant things and making grav tanks and just grabbing whatever they could find. So,
well, it's like this car. I had this really cool idea about putting the gun through the hood or the top, and I cut a hole out. It looked like crap, so I just patched it up with a big piece of diamond plating. So you can explore and do different things, and if you make a mistake, well, it's Gaslands. Just patch it up.
Yeah.
That's why I want to make my team all rock and roll Billy style.
Rockabilly style.
Rockabilly style. So what are we looking at? Like old mod rod type cars, like bootleggers.
He's going to have roller skating waitresses skating around his. And
Well, he said he had some cars, so I'm kind of curious what cars he has.
ooh,
Hmm. Okay. That's the other part that's kind of cool about Hot Wheels. If you really dive into it, you can find all kinds of cool Hot Wheels out there that are just fun to paint, fun to look at, fun to collect.
so basically, what you're saying is Hot Wheels are just fun.
Hot Wheels are just fun.
Lowrider. Make a lowrider.
Yeah.
That's the thing, Jonathan. Make a lowrider. Don't need to find it. Make it.
They're easy to make. A good lowrider. And you actually. Good evening, David. How you doing, buddy?
Hey,
I
David.
bought 2 gun packs and a driver pack. Okay.
Rick?
You got them off Etsy, so that'd be cool to check them out when you get them. And Jonathan, as far as lowriders go, I think you gotta really decide what your lowrider style is going to be, because are you going to do like a Monte Carlo type lowrider, more of a 80s style, or are you going old school and you want like old 57 Chevy type lowriders? Because that's a pretty, there's some options out there for the lowrider world.
Gaslands has made me want to bring back an event we ran back in the day, back in Columbus in like 1986.
Do I get to grow a mullet?
You can if you want.
Sweet.
It was a BattleTech event, but it would really apply really well to.
I think I know where you're going.
Iron Man Gaslands.
All right, let's do it.
Now, to give you guys a premise for what Iron Man means, we did a BattleTech event because they had just brought in the clans, and they started bringing in these new plastic mechs, and we all had the old metal mechs. So basically, we did a charity event, and we called it Iron Man BattleTech, and I want to do the same thing with Gaslands. Basically, if your mech was destroyed, the person we had brought in a gigantic anvil and had it sitting at a table at the end of the gaming table. And if your mech got destroyed, you went down, you took the mech, the guy that killed it and you go down to this anvil, and sitting next to the anvil with a 10-pound mallet and safety goggles. And the guy that destroyed it, you could either let him smash it, and the store would donate $10 to a charity, or you could pay $5 that would go to the charity, and he wouldn't smash your mech. That was Iron Man. And here's the funny part. Everybody, when we started telling about the event, began to go, well, you're not smashing my mechs. And they got really, and that's why we said, well, listen, if you don't want to smash your mech, you can donate $5 to the charity. That's that simple. So we were kind of expecting it to be kind of a mediocre turnout at best. It was huge. And the funny part was, every time I got ready to smash a mech, we were expecting $5 donations. I think we had 2 guys that paid $5. Everyone else let their opponent smash their mech. And so it was a lot of fun. It really was a lot of fun. And then, of course, the guys were going to be buying new mechs anyway for the new edition and stuff. So it was just really a lot of fun.
So it was a win-win all the way around, because the store got to raise money to donate to the charity.
We were like, as a group of guys, we generated something like just under $500 in charity, and then the store matched it. So, and it went to the Children's Homeless Fund or something along those lines. But it was actually a really, really good event. But we should.
And then the store still won because everybody went out and bought new mechs.
Yeah.
All right.
And so we should do it. We should do a Iron Man Gaslands event.
I'd be in favor of that.
Well, of course you would be, because that would give you the reason to go out and buy more Hot Wheels.
Exactly. I don't understand the downside to this.
There is no downside.
There is no downside. Jonathan wants an El Camino, dude. El Caminos are a dime a dozen. You just got to go to the store and just find them. They're pretty easy to find, unless you're looking for a very specific type of El Camino.
He wants the one his dad drove in 1972.
Yeah, that may be an issue. But if you just want a regular, boring El Camino, and I don't mean boring that El Caminos are boring, they're confusing. Is it a truck or a car? You can find them. They're pretty easy.
Is it a truck? Is it a car? Is it a station wagon with the top torn off?
Yes.
My dad drove an El Camino.
They're good to have. They're good cars.
It was the only non-brown vehicle we owned for years.
You could also get a station wagon and just cut the back of it off. I think I probably have like 20 different El Caminos in my collection.
Here's the weird part. I love El Caminos. I really don't like Ford Rancheros.
Ranchero is weird.
Yeah.
They had that weird body flare style. And
yeah, with this, I don't care for it. My grandfather, when he moved to Arizona, arrived in a Ranchero of whatever year, or he drove one. We bought it when he got there, but he had a Ranchero. Every time we went out to see him, he had this old beat up Ranchero, and then he ended up towards the end of his life, he went and bought a new T-Bird. Yeah, but he was a cantankerous old guy. He walked into a dealership, and he told the dealer what he wanted, and he didn't want to finance it. He wanted to pay cash.
I don't like that.
He said, "I don't want any sales pitch. Here's what I want. That's all I want." Then we go there, and the sales guy, made the mistake of going into a sales pitch, and my grandfather just got up out of the chair and walked out and never went back. Oh. And then went down the street to the next Ford dealer and bought one there.
Going, hey, I just walked out of one place because he gave me a sales pitch.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
He goes, "This is what I want. I'm paying cash. If you do anything to try to up me or do anything," I'll walk out. I'll be done. So.
Yeah. I would love to do that one day.
It would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Well, I have enough money that I can just say, "Heck with you guys, I'm out."
It'd just be fun to walk in, have them go through all the sales pitch and all the financial stuff, and run to the guy and ask for permission and have him, and then just go, "I'll just pay cash."
I think I would rather, because I have a lot of sales background. I like the idea of me going and going, "Listen, I want to pay you cash. This is the exact car I want. Do not give me a sales pitch. I do not want to hear your sales pitch. I just want you to give me this car." And wait to see watch, because he's a salesman. His head will eventually explode. But I'm trading to add on. I'm trading to increase our sales. What? I've got to give you my sales pitch. It's mandatory. My head will blow up.
I have to say this. I bet this is just like they're just programmed. It's like the words just spew out.
It's not their fault, especially car sales, because they're so commission driven. And so I get it, but that's one of the reasons why I could never sell cars. I can sell pretty well. I mean, I did it for so long, but I could never see myself being a car salesman.
Yeah, we're going to be going through that next year.
Buying another one?
Well, Andy wants the Bronco.
The Bronco.
And she did the pre-order thing.
Yeah.
And she went online and they sent her the little create your own Bronco website thing, and she spent hours designing her Bronco and looking at all the features and figuring out what the best deal was, and that's what she wants to get. So
well, that's kind of cool.
And you know how the world works, and everybody watching probably does. Maybe not Steve, but happy wife, happy life.
That's usually
I
how
don't
it
I
goes.
don't know if Steve is married. I think everybody else is. Oh, Cecil has joined us.
Hello, Cecil.
Cecil. Figured since I had my brown out, I would go ahead and do that interior real quick on the coupe. Coupe. Where is my black?
I don't know. It's over there. It's over there by your water.
No, I think I put it away. Well, we definitely need to get you to come out soon.
My flight is scheduled for January,
Okay.
so we'll see how things are going. I am going a bit stir crazy.
Oh, I bet. One Bronco, permission to buy hundreds of Hot Wheels. Hundreds? Think thousands. Like tens of thousands. That will be the trade off for the Bronco. So I should have this car done next week. I'm kind of excited about that. And I need to start figuring out my next projects. So I got a few things sitting on the table here that I am interested in getting done. So
This yellow Bel Air right now looks like a cab.
Looks like a cab like a cab.
It's in a taxi. And I'm now going through all the chrome parts and base coating them in black, so they will look okay. And here's the sad part: I'm going to do all this to make it look completely pristine and new, and then I'm going to weather the crap out of it.
The crap. Well, it's going to be nice when it's done. I love what you did with the blades up front on that.
I'm kind of liking it. I think my favorite, though, is still the dynamic dually.
The dynamic dually. It did turn out nice.
I'm really glad I went to and just found those extra wheels. So
yeah, I was kind of surprised when you pulled that out. I was like, because I've done dualies on a couple of my car builds.
I think it just needed bigger wheels. That's all I was like. I need to get bigger wheels.
Well, it's just like the mod rod. It's just the wheels that are on it just don't. Yeah. Just don't scream.
Well, the cool part is, I got it right here. The wheels that are on the front were originally the ones that were going to go on the back. That's the original wheels this car came with. And these were on, they came on this.
Yeah, you just doubled them up.
Yep. So that kind of solidified the dynamic dually. Between that and the skull on the front.
Yeah. That was the Bone Shakers, one of the cars that I just recently stripped down.
And the other thing I want to tell you guys about is I am currently reading a book suggested to me by Darren. That is, I was kind of like, it should be kind of interesting, but I'm actually loving it.
I know what book this is.
It's Adam Savage's Every Tool's a Hammer.
Yep.
And it's a biography, so you're actually getting his biography of his going through and becoming what he is now. But the part that I find fascinating that I wasn't expecting, he also talks about, as he's going through his life and his jobs, he's talking about the different techniques and things he learned along the way that have helped him become a better maker, is what he calls himself. And almost every single chapter I've read so far, everything he's talking about as far as techniques and skills and things he does would apply directly to miniature painting and miniature projects. And it's fascinating and it's very informative. And I have gone from being an interesting read to going, I could really take this and apply it to what I do on a daily basis.
Well, one of the chapters, because I read that book last summer,
Yeah.
He talks about just different glues. Like,
Yeah.
these are the glues that I use, and this is why I use these glues, and this is why, this stuff works. So
You
he
know,
really breaks everything down quite nicely.
the chapters on how to do lists before you start a project was like, oh my God, that would help so much. It's just really, really good. So I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it.
Yeah, it's a great book. I actually tried to meet him at Comic Con.
Oh, okay.
He actually did a presentation at Comic Con, and he did his usual thing. I don't know if you knew this or not, but he actually dressed up and goes down and mingles amongst the people.
Yeah, because he's a big cosplayer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
which I didn't know about.
when he came to Arizona, he did his Captain America outfit.
Right.
So he has a nice leather Captain America outfit, and I did not meet him. I had the book with me and everything to have him sign it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a good book.
Did you see his video on the Apollo Bandai kit?
I have not, but I'm currently going through all of his tested videos one by one. I just haven't got that far yet.
Yeah, so, and I didn't know Bandai put this out. It is a very detailed, I guess I'm going to say pre-painted. So it's not really a model that you're going to paint. It's more of a display piece.
Right.
Of the Apollo, I think 11.
No, that's got to be cool.
Very high-end stuff.
Yeah.
So,
I opened up I've got their perfect grade Falcon kit, their 72nd scale Millennium Falcon. And that you want to, I mean, remember, you all know with Grotfang, the big orc I'm painting, when I first got it, kind of intimidated me. I don't have 21 years for that kit to sit in my closet, but that is probably how long it's going to be before I would even be able to consider starting to build that thing. It is intense.
Yeah, I've seen the Falcon kit, and yeah.
Yeah, but Bandai, I would imagine that static pre-painted model's got to be gorgeous.
Yeah, he unpacked it and showed it off, and anybody that's into the space mission stuff would love that model. And you can display it as a solid one piece, like all built, or you can just display it as a all the different sections.
Cool.
So yeah.
And now, speaking of Apollo missions and space program, you should really be watching The Right Stuff on Disney Plus, which is a new series there that's actually really good about the Mercury astronauts.
Are we on to the movie section of the show now?
We're going to get through that really, really quick without mentioning Mandalorian.
We are not going to talk about the Mandalorian. I'll have to check that out because I do have the right stuff, or I do have Disney Plus because I watch the Mandalorian on a regular schedule.
Yeah, me too.
And
I don't make a live stream that I frequent, not able to talk about it because I haven't been caught up.
The other thing you may want, you may like it, you may not. Queen's Gambit.
I have that is actually in my mental list of stuff I do want to see.
I did not think I was gonna like it.
Right.
But my wife was like, I really want to check this out. So and I was like, first night we were glued to it, and watched 3 episodes in the first night. Just it was intriguing. It wasn't like action packed or anything. It was just intriguing.
Yeah,
to watch.
I'm also currently watching the I think it was based off you guys all seen the movie The Golden Compass?
A long time ago.
HBO has a series now based on that book. And on those, I don't know if they're a series of books or a book, but it's actually really good, but I can't think of the name of it right now. Season 2 just started this week, I think. So I'm currently watching that as well.
Jonathan, Mandalorian comes out on Friday nights, buddy. So if you watch them on Friday night, we can talk about them on Saturday morning.
They're not on Friday nights. They're out at Friday. So you can get up in the morning and they're available.
You could watch it before you go to work. Consider it studying for the Saturday morning show.
If you have a phone, you can watch it at work.
I don't know.
I
Friday
wouldn't. I
at the
wouldn't watch.
shop.
I wouldn't watch Mandalorian
Yeah.
on your phone.
I
Too
think
much.
you'd
Too
miss
much
out.
cool stuff.
His Dark. Are you talking about another show, David, or is that something you're referring to? Because I
It's
see
Dark Materials.
John.
That's the show I was talking about on HBO. About that's the name of it. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Thank you, David. He was actually giving me the name of the show that I couldn't remember.
Very cool.
Very cool show so far. And I have to get through season 1 so I can get through to season 2.
One show I stopped watching was Stranger Things, and I guess season 4 is about to come out.
Yeah, why'd you stop watching it?
I didn't really care for season 2.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't. I actually I liked it pretty much all the way through. So
Yeah, we just kind of drifted away from it. I don't know. It just happens,
Well, the thing about a show like that is it is so groundbreaking in its first, first series, the first season. It's so hard to maintain that that level because it was so new and so different.
And that could have been it. Yeah, it happens.
No, I'm not saying that's why you drifted away. It's just that's one of the things any show like that is up against. Well, one example of that is the Matrix trilogy.
Yeah.
The first one was really epic, so your expectations for the second are going to be, oh my god, it's going to be fantastic. And if it doesn't reach your expectations, it's kind of meh.
Meh. And that very well could have been it, but we'll probably go back and catch up on those. All right, that's all I got to do for the interior. So this needs to be dry brushed.
Dry brushed.
Okay. Another great one is called Dark.
On Netflix.
Just Dark. All right.
Heard that.
That's why I was glad Westworld moved out of the park season 2 and 3. Otherwise, I would have liked it as much. Okay. I never watched Westworld, so.
I didn't either. So, are we really going to hold Jonathan to our ban on Mandalorian?
No, let's talk Mandalorian.
First of all, anybody watching this not caught up with Mandalorian, now that we know that Jonathan has,
raise your hand. So anyways, we're going to talk Mandalorian now. So cover your ears, turn us off, do whatever you got to do.
If you don't want to hear about Mandalorian.
So where do we even start? We're only on 2 episodes?
I think it's hilarious about the uproar about the egg eating incident.
I don't know why there's an uproar about it. He's just keeping the eggs safe so that they don't get hurt.
If you watch both seasons at the season 1 and he eats amphibians all the time.
And spiders apparently.
And spiders now. So the other thing is he is a baby.
He doesn't know any better.
So
stop eating everything. I'm up with my buddies Thursday night to catch the noon episodes after our island. Oh, sorry, we already spoiled it for Steve.
Well, he should be working anyway.
Yes. We should just be background noise.
You had plenty of time to tell us you weren't caught up. So
yes.
I guess I just don't have a life because I get up on Fridays going, woohoo!
It's Mandalorian night.
Mandalorian night.
Yeah.
Well, on Fridays, I catch up on Discovery. I watch Discovery. I watch Mandalorian. I watch The Right Stuff, which is also the new episodes are on Friday. He's on episode 3. Okay.
Oh,
Um,
good.
good. So I mean, it's like it's like my Sunday. It's like my church day.
It's like your church day. Do you put on your Sunday's best?
If you're talking about sweatpants and a t-shirt, yep. So,
I now, as far as the new Mandalorians that he found taking off their helmets, it kind of threw me back a little bit.
well, that's actually canon. If you
Okay.
watch Clone Wars and Rebels, he belongs to a faction that basically go back to the old days of the actual Mandalore, who do not take off their helmets.
Right.
But the 3 you see in the latest episode are from, I believe, Clone Wars.
Yeah, that's what Jonathan just popped in.
And they pop their helmets on and off all the time. What I loved about it was Katie Sackhoff voices the animated character, and they brought her in to play the live action character,
Which is cool.
Yeah, which is very cool. And I love the fact how they're integrating Clone Wars and that kind of stuff into the Mandalorian. I think it's really, really great because it's just awesome.
It works. But I was taken aback because, again, to me, I'm more used to the Mandalorians keeping their helmets on. Like, we never saw Boba Fett's face.
But Boba Fett's not a Mandalorian.
Oh, he's not? He's just
he just has Mandalorian armor.
Oh, that's a trip.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
So that guy, then why was he so after that why was he so after the armor?
Because Mando in the show is a Mandalorian, and that was Mandalorian armor. That was with a non-Mandalorian. He would probably feel the same way about Boba Fett having Mandalorian armor as well. But that's why if you watch the first season, their armor is like they have to achieve certain tasks to earn those armor pieces and that kind of stuff. So it's very sacred to them. And so when he saw this guy who he takes his helmet off and you realize he's not a Mandalorian, he's like, I need that armor. Right. You cannot have that armor. Just give it back.
So Mando was a fake Mandalorian, according to
Steve. He is a fake Mandalorian. Yeah,
I never knew that.
Yep. Yeah,
I am not up on all my imposter.
There's a reason Lucas made Boba Fett only wearing Mandalorian armor. There was something about it that I read somewhere, but I can't remember right now.
Duracell, not Berserker, like actual man. Okay, so
that's a fairly rare metal, but it's still the look and the feel and what the armor represents.
I'm looking for washes right now.
For watches?
Washes.
I just thought it was great to see Boba Fett walking around.
Well, was that the original actor?
That was the original actor that played
Jango
Fett.
Jango.
And as we now know, Boba Fett's just a clone of Jango Fett. So yes. Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of really cool things in this movie or this series.
Right.
Where they're bringing in old actors and just really doing a lot of throwback stuff. So it appeals a little bit more to the fan base.
Yes.
It's not just a one-off movie or one-off series. It's really...
It's definitely
it's really attracting people to get back into the whole fluff of Star Wars. And
the only downside, in my opinion, to that is what we saw with Baby Yoda eating the eggs. We have this fanatical group of fans. I call them the "You Ruined My Childhood" fans.
Okay.
That they saw Star Wars. I saw Star Wars when I was 13 years old. I loved it. I however am able to go. This is George Lucas's creation. He's free to do with it what he wants, and then I'll decide if I want to keep with it or not.
Right. Just kind of like when they did all the stuff with Kylo Ren and
right, all that stuff. But you have because again, it's like gaming because people are so passionate about Star Wars. Even the littlest things can create this massive uproar. And Jonathan says, well, for all the crap Big D has caught for their treatment of the franchise, Mandalorian has really elevated their stat. I agree completely. And I'm sorry, and I will pay the price for this either in hell or when someone who gets mad at me. But I laughed my rear end off when he was eating the eggs, and it was more how Mando reacted to it. I told you not to do that.
He was acting like a father.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was a very father figure, and he didn't really care for the person, the person he was transporting.
The frog lady.
Yeah, that was kind of weird when she started ribbiting and jumping like a frog.
Yeah.
I get it, but it was just like, oh, that's weird.
I'm telling you right now, if that spider comes out and chasing me, I may be doing the leaping like a frog. So, and the other cool part that spider was actually from Clone Wars as well.
Yeah, it was a nice spider.
Yeah, that was the really cool part because it made an appearance in I believe in Clone Wars. So that's the other thing I like about it. They're doing all this canon stuff. They're doing all these Easter eggs are running around out there.
Yeah.
And there was also a throwback to Apollo 13.
Apollo 13?
Bryce Dallas Howard, Ron Howard's daughter,
right,
directed that episode. And when the Razor Crest is entering the atmosphere, it is her tribute to Apollo 15. That was a movie her dad made.
Oh, okay.
Rebels. Thank you, Steve. It wasn't Clone Wars. It was Rebels.
All right. Well, we all know how much you love spiders. I do love spiders, Jonathan. I used to raise tarantulas. Oh, you're not talking about me, are you? I think you're referring to somebody else on this street.
Who's definitely terrified of spiders. It was the cool part about that spider is it looked alien enough that it did. I can't think of her name now. It's not like the Lord of the Rings spider, whose name is not coming to the forefront of my brain.
Shelob.
Yeah, because Shelob scared the bejesus out of it. I think I cried. I know I wet myself.
I'm so glad I didn't see the movie with you. I know what we're not watching when you come back to town.
Yeah, absolutely not. No way. But yeah, so it didn't look real enough as a spider. 8 legs are not the only thing about a spider that freaks me out. It's but no, I really loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it was awesome.
I'm just glad we can finally talk about it.
Yes.
Until Saturday's show.
Well, the next show is going to be great.
Well, I'm pretty sure the actress from the first series is coming back in the second series or second season.
And Carl Weathers, his character as well.
They're both coming back, right?
Yep. And then we also got, I can't think of her name, another character from Clone Wars, Anakin's former apprentice, whose name again is eluding me. I'm sure that Jonathan or somebody's going to pop in here and type her name in, which I'm really hoping for, which is why I'm kind of rambling right now. Hopefully one of those guys bail me out.
She was so well done, 20 years old, and those special effects still hold up.
Yeah, yeah. Ahsoka Tano, there she is. Yeah. And she's really being played by Rosario Dawson, which I think is going to be awesome. So she was my favorite character in Daredevil.
Such a great movie.
No, I'm talking about the series.
Oh, the series
on Netflix. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to this weekend or this Friday for the next episode. It's gonna be great. Well, that's the thing. I've now started. One of the things I am watching when I find a free time, because a lot of these things I watch while I'm painting.
My kids remind me of that. See her. End of next time. Next time. You're talking about the end of the season, Don, or are you talking the next episode? I think I lost there you are. Did you mute yourself?
Who, me?
Yeah. Oh.
No, I was trying to figure out what Don said. It locked up my brain.
Yeah.
It made my brain seize up. I don't understand it. I don't understand.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
Yeah. I was trying to decipher it. Because I think she actually, she also, next episode, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
She probably, yeah, you're probably right. She probably will not show up till the end of the episode. But just the fact that I know she's going to be there is really, really good. So. But yeah, I really like where they're going with it. I like how they're doing it. They're making it very much canon. They're really tying all this stuff in. And there's a whole list of spin-off shows that's coming. That sounds good.
The problem I'm having with Disney Plus is they're really slow to get anything else out.
Yes.
And I don't know. Obviously, I'm sure it wasn't in the cards. It wasn't with. I'm sure they had things planned and things just went south. But let's, fingers crossed.
Yeah, because you're paying the monthly premium to have it, and right now for me, it's really great to have when my grandkids are older,
right?
And they kind of pop in and they can watch that, and now they've got the right stuff, which is on Disney Plus, they're getting more and more content. I'm a little disappointed they pushed back the Marvel show WandaVision or Wanda and Vision, whatever they're calling it. It's basically Scarlet Witch and Vision from Avengers. They pushed that back to January. That was supposed to be this year. So,
well, a lot of shows got pushed back this year, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, that show's been ready to air. It's not. This one wasn't affected that much in that respect to what's going on in the country. They just keep pushing it back. Now, I did get a movie, though, today. Voodoo, the New Mutants has finally been released on streaming, so I may actually watch that after the show tonight. Because that movie has been in limbo forever. So. But thank you, Jonathan, for getting caught up so we can talk about it.
Yes, we've been wanting to talk about it. And now I got to try to find my contrast paint.
However, I will point out that if Saturday morning you're not caught up again, we're going to be right back where we were before.
Yes. So watch it on your way home. There it is.
Yeah, because a lot of these shows I actually watch while I'm painting, or I have on. Like I'm binge watching Clone Wars while I paint, because I can usually follow along with the dialogue, and I can watch it and look up, and so it's actually pretty. And then if I get into a part where I miss something, I rewind it and watch it.
That is the joy of streaming.
Yes.
Is you can pause it, stop it, do whatever you want, go back and watch it again.
I did also watch something. I actually blew the dust off my Blu-ray player and popped in one of my favorite Mel Brooks films this week.
Uh-oh, which one?
Young Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I love that movie. One on the Ritz. Oh, sorry.
All right, a little blue contrast over the silver and makes nice headlights.
Let me see. Go full screen. So I can see. Oh, yeah.
It's got to dry.
That looks awful.
It's just got to dry.
It's like those really weird looking blue with lights that actually do a little bit of blue. Dun, dun, dun.
It is the post-apocalyptic world.
It is. History of the World Part 1 is very, very good.
What's
But
that?
I think my favorite Mel Brooks film is actually Blazing Saddles. I like The Producers, which is really good.
Blotch? What's that mean, Cecil?
Watch it.
Blotch it?
That's a Mel Brooks film. I've never seen it.
All right,
was
so
Cecil attempting to type something and then had some kind of a stroke. Frau Buka. Yes. Tim chimes in. I wish I had a horse sound effect for that.
All right, so for
Cloris Leachman. Oh man, she's a great actress. Miss America.
for this car, one of the things I want to do, because this car has suicide doors on it,
Suicide is painless.
so I feel I can cover up the windows and I can mount the machine guns on the outside of the windows, and it would still work because the doors would open out, like suicide doors would open the other way. So I don't feel it'll still be realistic in that aspect.
Yes.
Oh, it doesn't have to be realistic. I still want it to be somewhat realistic.
I understand that.
So what I'm going to do is just take...
Cecil was typing. I got it now.
What was that?
Cecil was typing Bluka.
Oh, gotcha.
That's what he was trying to type. Sorry.
So what I'm going to do is just take a piece of this styrene and just put it up there, trace it out, cut it out, and install it. Pretty simple stuff.
Yes. Yes.
Just like that. I wonder if I should do it from the inside or if I should do it from the outside.
Do what?
Should I put the plastic card on the outside, or should I put the plastic card on the inside and then mount the machine gun?
Good question.
I think that's too thick, though. The machine gun might not work right. Oh, we'll try it from the outside first. Good thing about plastic card, it's cheap and I got lots of it. And I can just use scissors to cut it.
Caesars.
I got my ghost brushes today.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Special.
I didn't know I ordered so many. I must have did the extra big Kickstarter. They'll come in handy.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I would be ordering them if I use synthetic brushes, but I don't.
You are super mean to your synthetic brushes.
I don't mean to be.
You are like...
they curl on me like crazy.
Yeah. Because you're heavy-handed.
I am very heavy-handed painter. Absolutely. Jab the paintbrush in there.
You just pick on the paintbrushes, don't you?
I destroy them. I'm really hard on them.
They're a tool. So
yeah. I've gotten, I just on natural hair brushes I'm great because I can use Restore, I can use conditioner, keep them nice and good. But because I am so heavy handed on my brushes when I use a synthetic, it doesn't take long for it to curl. It just starts to curl on me.
Curly. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go on the outside. What do you think?
Wait, I got my magnifying glasses on, so I just looked TV and blinded myself.
Blind.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I think it works.
I got this frog in my throat. Maybe it's a frog egg.
I still don't understand why people are upset about that.
Well, again, it's Baby Yoda is just supposed to be. They're basically because they call him because he's really not. He's just simply called the baby in the show. But everyone, because he is of Yoda's race, he's Baby Yoda, and Yoda is this this symbol.
Yoda was a smart ass.
He was, but he did kill babies.
We don't know that.
Well, that's a good point. We don't. So everybody just they have their own picture of the ideals he's supposed to have, or they think he should have, and that indicated that. To me, it just indicated that he wasn't Yoda. He was a baby, and he was hungry, and he likes to eat amphibians. So, I applaud Jon Favreau for having just doing that because it just adds something to the show.
Well, no one got upset when he ate a frog.
Well,
they actually made like toys out of that.
Well, the big thing was, and again, I guess I'm just this twisted. They make this big, huge effort in the dialogue to explain how important it is that these eggs are the last of her and her husband's line, and if they don't make it to be fertilized, blah blah blah, and then so they got this almost to her, they have almost this relic status. And there's a couple points though that I'm going to bring up that I think prove that they weren't that important to her. If they're that important, put a lock on the thing.
Yeah.
And B, if they were that important, you would know exactly how many eggs were in there. And if something like Baby Yoda ate some, even one, you'd go, wait a minute.
I'm missing an egg.
I'm missing an egg.
But maybe she doesn't have fingers and toes and can't count.
I don't know. She can fix a droid and speak through it. So
she should be able to go, I'm missing 2 eggs.
She should be able to go 1, 2, 3. Hey, wait, I'm missing an egg. I'm missing one of my future possible children. But I just, again, because that, to me, that aspect, and quite frankly, the conflict that it has created, just in my opinion, adds to my like of the show.
Yes.
Because it does spike that emotional conversation, that emotional reaction. So
Steve is applauding your viewpoints on
but
that.
The first one, again, I'm going, I got to protect these eggs. Here, let me put this lock on this.
Well, it's kind of like when I deal with people and they're like, I love my dog. Then why'd you leave it in your car?
Yeah. Why did you do that? Why did you leave it in your car? You better be careful. Baby Yoda might eat it.
Now, the only thing we had the challenge with was trying to figure out how he got that last egg. Because when she was in the little pool sauna thingamabob when he ate the baby spider, right, you didn't see him pick up that last egg. And at the very end of the episode, he pops another egg in his mouth. I'm like, where did he get that last egg?
I don't know. I missed that. I don't have to watch it again. He probably stole it somewhere on the ship.
Well, that's, again, where did it come from?
I'll have to watch the episode again.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn you for making me watch the episode again. Damn it.
I know. It's so tragic.
Such a burden. I hate being burdened.
I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But it was like my wife and I were both like, where did he get that egg?
How's that happen?
Wonder if he snagged it with the force during the crap storm. Maybe. And he may have taken it during the crap storm.
My fear, though, was when they go back in, when Mando goes back in to pick him up, and he's playing with one of the little, you know,
The embryos or
one
whatever.
of the little young tadpole things. I'm going. Now that would be like, okay, that's a bit much. You ate their kid right in front of them.
That would have been funny.
Yeah, that would have been. I would have, and that's I think what I was afraid of more than anything else. This is going to make me laugh, and I'm going to feel guilty about it. And there's one more point for my ticket purchase to that place.
Well, don't worry, we're all going to be on that road together with you.
All right.
Cecil's already seen it 3 times.
And I'm gonna have to watch it again just because of that. And the cool part is, here's the best part: it's 30 minutes.
Yeah, 40 minutes.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, it's like 34 minutes. I can literally watch it before I go to bed, and it's not gonna really cause any real problems. And gee, I'm watching one of my favorite shows on TV. I mean, Timothy Oliphant was awesome in it. I just love it. Love it.
It's a good show. Can't believe it took Jonathan 2 weeks to catch up.
But he now sees how happy it makes me, so maybe he'll keep up this time.
Maybe.
Doubtful. Really
He's kind of drifted off. He hasn't even been talking.
He's probably eyeball deep in a night.
Yeah, he did say he was painting his night tonight.
Painting his night.
All right, I'm gonna redo that one. I don't like how it turned out.
I finally got his pictures of his airbrush stuff, and hopefully he'll give us some updates.
Yes, that would be nice.
He's airbrushing.
He's airbrushing away.
You guys know that I play Arcadia Quest, and my daughter's a big Arcadia Quest player, and I painted several of the Arcadia Quest sets for her of the miniatures, because the miniatures are gorgeous.
I remember you going through and doing all that.
Yeah. Well, I ordered something that'll be here after the first year that I was massively excited about. One of my favorite comics is by a guy named Stan Sakai called Yosagi Yojimbo. Samurai Rabbit, essentially. But basically, it's set in feudal Japan, and Yosagi Yojimbo is an actual samurai. Arcadia Quest has a Yosagi Yojimbo character now, and I
melted.
I got it when I saw it. I was like, I gotta have this. So I mean, I've got probably a dozen of the graphic novels of the comic, and a couple of them are signed by Stan Sakai, and he's just a great artist. But if you get a chance, check it out. Look up look up Yosagi Yojimbo, and I manage Arcadia Quest has a set that has Yosagi Yojimbo and one of the characters, again because my memory is crap, is in there. It's going to be really good. But I will definitely show it on the show when it comes in. And now here's the disappointing part of that story.
What's that?
I see this. I get this. Basically, I see the ad for the figure because you had to pre-order it, and I ordered it straight away. But I went, oh, my daughter plays Arcadia Quest. I'll get one for her too. Now I am. You know how I get when I'm all excited. I'm giddy. I'm like, woo, this is going to be great. It's like
and it doesn't happen often for all you guys out there.
It's like Christmas morning. So I call my daughter. Like, you won't believe it. And she saw me reading these comics. She sees them that were on my shelf. And I go, you won't believe it. They released a Arcadia Quest character of Yosagi Yojimbo. And she goes, who's that? And I'm like, you just destroyed me.
I disown you now.
It was like, oh my gosh, I'm destroyed. You destroyed me. I'm literally dying here. I said, well, you know who he is. I'll show you. But I ordered one for you, and I'll paint it up. It's gonna be awesome.
Yes. Are they? So they're still doing stuff for that game then?
Arcadia Quest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually right now. I in my queue, which I won't get to this year. I've got two more sets to paint for her. So I was going to try to get them done for her for Christmas. I don't think it's going to happen. My queue, my painting queue. I have one. I have a shelf, and my projects, my work, they got to get done are lined up on it. But I fell behind with all my cardiology stuff and my possible, well, I guess it's going to happen. My surgery about cracking my chest. It really sent me for a spin. And I'm just now getting back where I get back into my rhythm because I was really, really just I just lost a step. I was just like, I'm lost. Like, oh, they're going to crack my chest again. This is going to suck.
Well, it's not fun surgery.
And I barely lived through the first one.
Well, your first one was a little bit different, though.
Yeah, but still, it's kind of scary when you think about it. I just hate the fact. Here's the problem with it. I have no conscious memory of any of it. I literally remember going in the hospital. I remember being in the ER waiting to see the doctor, and then my next memory is me waking up 2 or 3 weeks later, being told what had happened.
Right.
And that I think that's the scariest part for me is I don't know. So this time I'm going into it. I'll have many conversations with the doctor, the goods and the bads. If it ends up getting to that point where it'll look like it's going to in the spring, but we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it.
Well, you don't know yet. So
yeah, and the doctor needs to stop calling me and saying, "Hey, by the way, we want to do this," because I put it out of my mind, and now tonight it's right back in.
Yes.
I'm getting all the metal. Get on my Belair.
Well, shoot, it's already 8:30, buddy.
Holy cow! Time flies.
Time flies when all you do is talk about movies.
Movies and TV shows. Woohoo!
I don't know. TV shows are kind of movie-ish these days. I really think a lot of the stuff we're seeing on Netflix and HBO and stuff are more movies than they are TV series.
Again, and another one of my favorite shows started that process. Babylon 5, when it came out, was a serial show that had an ongoing story arc over 5 years, and it was really the first series that ever actually, the U.S. series that ever actually did something like that. And now everybody kind of patterns. So almost every show now has an ongoing story arc, which is very cool. And you've got so many. You have such a wide variety of outlets for that now and every show has an ongoing storyline. Sometimes it's hard to keep up.
Even some of the sitcoms have it.
Yeah.
Not often, but every once in a while.
And I enjoy that much more than a knockoff, one episode knockoff kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum. Well, I'm in a good stopping part. I got most of the black done. If we're going to start doing
yeah, and I got the windows covered on this, so I molded some good plastic.
Ooh.
Cut out some good plastic and got my finger stuck inside.
Well, here's what I got done. I got all the black, all the base on the black. The only thing I got left to do, and if you see what I did, the license, the tail light.
Hold on, let me put you on full screen.
All the tail light covers. Because I'm putting that airbrush chrome over the yellow, it would take so many coats it would start to look thick. So I based it in black. So when I put the chrome back over it, it'll actually darken it up. And I did the molding on the side. I just got to finish the molding on this side and a little bit more around this light. And then after I've painted this all up, I'm then going to go back over and weather this, because what I want it to look like is literally before they did all this stuff to it, it was like they found this in a guy's barn, and it's been sitting there, so everything is rusted, faded, and weathered, and just horrible.
Sweet. Well, it looks great.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. So
very cool. Well, I got the interior of the Mustang is done. So all I did was painted the seats. Kind of a cream color, threw a wash on them, painted the metal up, got the rims done, got all the metal done on the outside. I started sponge weathering the body a little bit. I think I'm going to go for more of a rusty kind of a look on this.
Right.
Because I think it'll just work out. And that's what we got. So I'll finish weathering that up. And then on the coupe, I went ahead and just got the windows covered up. So now I'll be able to just mount the machine guns on the outside of here and just kind of make it look cool, because I don't know, that's just the way I want to do it. So I still need to get the pipes all sized up and everything like that and get it painted up. I also got to paint up the little dude that's going inside. got the interior started. I just put like a base coat down on the seats. So that's kind of where we're at. So I'll probably get this finished up this week, have this done, and then see on my car you can see inside the interior. See, look at that. You can see the interior. So it looks like Tim got the yellow done on his semi. Jonathan wants me to send him an invite to Discord, so I will do that right after the show.
And post pictures of it, Tim, and I'll get it up next week. So, yes. I threw your truck on earlier because I was sitting here waiting to jump in and join Mike on the show, and I saw that you posted it, so I thought we'd show everybody. So.
Sweet.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna really try to schedule some time this week to do a little more work on the Bel Air because I really want to kind of get it done.
Yeah.
So I put down was going through the other cars I have to come up with my next project. So
that's kind of where I'm at. I've got a few cars sitting on my table that I'm looking at, going, okay, maybe I'll start working on those. Haven't decided yet.
Well, I know the project I'm working on. I've gone through about half of my. You remember those big bitch bins I had at the academy?
Yeah.
Well, basically to move them, I dumped all the contents in individual Ziploc bags. Ooh. And I'm through about half of them looking for my barrel because I'm taking Greg's challenge of. We talked about I'm going to do the Gaslands beer truck. Yeah, so I'm trying to find that gigantic barrel.
Yeah, because I've got that truck. So as soon as you find the barrel, we'll decide if it's going to fit in that truck.
Yeah.
And if it does, then I'll get that truck sent to you.
Secretly, though, and no one knows, it looks like a beer truck, but what it actually is a truck that basically drops oil in front of you and then ignites it.
It's an oily beer.
There you go. So,
anyways, thanks everybody for watching. Wednesday, we're back on with the Wolf Den.
Provided I don't die, yes.
Okay. We have a guest.
Yeah, Jonathan will be joining us. It'll be the four of us. Yep, absolutely.
And then we're still chomping away at Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And I've got a lot of work done on my squig my squig off.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to continue to work on that.
I'm estimating if everything goes okay and I actually can do what I got to do tomorrow night and part of Wednesday, I will actually finish up my grot fang, and then I can actually start my my storm fangs.
Sweet. Well, that's awesome. Awesome. And then we'll also be back on Saturday morning for our usual What's New with Mike and Jeff.
Yeah, yeah.
And we'll chat about, we'll continue just painting up stuff. So,
yep.
All right. Well, thank you all very much for watching. Have a great week. And we will see you on Wednesday night.
See you, everybody.
Bye, everybody.